On paper, the Nioh games and Capcom's reboot of its 10th best-selling franchise are very similar. Linear, hardcore action RPGs with an emphasis on combat and a deft use of horror elements to make the setting of Japan in the 1500s seem even more threatening. When it comes to Nioh, the mythological fantasy setting of Sengoku-era Japan scratches an itch I didn't even know I had, and the fighting game-inspired, stance-based combat that's grown and mutated into something deep and mechanically satisfying represents a high tide in the action RPG genre, only rivaled by FromSoft, in my humble opinion. Onimusha, despite being packed with demons and supernatural elements, is slightly more grounded than Nioh has ever been though. In playing as Miyamoto Musashi, a legendary Japanese swordsman based on a real historical figure, your movements and reactions are more realistic than William Adams or Hideyoshi's ever were in the Nioh titles. The result, in your hands, is a character that is lithe, responsive and precise. In a hands-on preview at Capcom's offices ahead of Gamescom, I got to play a 20-minute demo that pushed Musashi through a dark, gloomy castle under the control of Musashi's real-world rival, Sasaki Ganryu. The demo culminates in a battle with the storied samurai, and it was in this encounter I thought, yup, I am going to 100% this game.
You got yourself one too. What blessed luck.
The fight itself is fast and brutal. In true Souls-like style, Ganryu gets a big health bar across the top of the screen and, once more like Nioh, a stamina bar too. The core mechanic in Onimusha Way of the Blade is a light, heavy attack system, supplemented by dodge rolls and parries. Now, I'm the sort of player that basically never uses the guard button in Souls games, Dex builds for life, so the dodging/parrying system in Onimusha felt like coming home. As far as I could tell, you can parry every attack from the boss, though some, like his flying overhead stomp that looks like something out of Tekken, are often better dodged, since the bullet time effect you get from ducking out of the way and the window it opens up are more reliable than the tight timing required to parry more effectively. Other attacks though, such as his more general sword slashes, are more telegraphed and easier to time. A successful parry will see Musashi either respond with a dedicated animation and attack that will inflict a decent amount of damage and drain Ganryu's pose, or set you up for a nice combo, where you can risk heavy moves instead of the less impactful flurry of light attacks you'll be throwing his way in the general melee. Ganryu is no idiot though. I needed more time with the game to figure this out for certain, but it seemed that the samurai would get used to the string of attacks, light, heavy, that I would use to poke at his defences, and respond by blocking and countering. This results in the tidal flow of back and forth that, when firing on all cylinders, looks like something straight out of a mid-career Kurosawa film. I don't want to say that it reminds me of Sekiro, there isn't quite the sense of choreographed ballet or batshit scale here, but the ebb and flow of combat certainly evokes the more volatile Souls-like encounters. Once again, I must invoke Nioh. The samurai-on-samurai elements of the battle make the playing field feel more level and tense. I don't doubt there will be massive Oni to slay too, but I reckon it's in these more mirror match encounters Onimusha is going to properly shine. The highlights of the battle, in no particular order, were getting an early parry in and landing a brutal overhead smash that broke Ganryu's Jingasa, Big Hat, which I think left him more vulnerable to damage taken on his upper body, breaking his poise and landing a devastating cut to the demon-powered gauntlet on his wrist, with a Metal Gear Revengeance-like focus attack that I imagine will be an integral part of boss fights, landing the killing blow by walking backwards in a wary circle and baiting the aforementioned overhead kick in order to dodge, and land one of the most satisfying finishers I've ever managed to pull off within 20 minutes of starting a game.
Go back to hell.
Miyamoto Musashi is a famed swordsman, perhaps one of the most influential folk heroes of Japanese history. His skill with a blade was unmatched, and his travels have inspired reams of lore and legend. Capcom honours his legacy in a different way here, making you feel powerful, smart, and subtle in your footwork and swordplay. Nioh may have won my heart with its bombastic, jackhammer-like approach to its brutal combat, but there's something in the precision and artistry of Onimusha's mechanics that makes me sit here, days later, yearning for more. I think Onimusha Way of the Blade is going to be something quite special. I hope the full game, with its enemy variety and assumedly larger scale, can keep up this powerful momentum. And that's Eurogamer's Onimusha Way of the Sword preview. If you like this video, feel free to like it and subscribe to Eurogamer for more videos about video games every single day. Now, I am gonna go and polish up my sting because that's the closest thing I have to a samurai sword in my flat. I'll see you folks next time.
What's he gonna show me?
Now is a great time to score some incredible games through Humble Choice. Live now through to September the 2nd, you can grab Persona 5 Royale, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden, My Time at Sandrock, and more. Whether you're building your backlog or discovering something new, this is the perfect time to pick up these fan favourites. Plus, every purchase supports a good cause, with this month's featured charity being Donors Choose. Get a curated mix of PC games every month, all for just £11.49 a month.